Okay, hi Jenna. So how you doing? So, okay, it looks like you have worked in InDesign, and it looks like that when you did, let's go over here because I was in View and I'm an Acrobat right now. It's a page display, and I put this on two page view, but this is on single page view. Though this is how it came. So my guess is that you designed this page one page at a time in InDesign. So basically what you can do is design a spread in InDesign and then export that spread to PDF. That way we'll view it in a spread without having to go to view page display and then enable two page view. So this looks more like a flyer than a magazine article. And the reason being is because it's really, there's not a whole lot of hierarchy, so to speak. You definitely want your viewer to look here first. That's great. And then we look here and then here next. Okay, so we kind of skip over this whole thing here, and the reason being is because there's nothing, a drop cap or nothing here that's telling us, hey, this is where I start reading here. There's a real inconsistency on the type size and presentation from this page to this page, the type size especially. The width of your type columns are different on the first page than on the second page. I would say that there's one thing that's really missing in this work. It's a grid. It's the use of a grid. And alignment also. There's some things that need to be aligned. For example, that should be in alignment with something. Everything should always align with something. Okay, and then I'm going to go over to your next layout, and I'm going to show you an example. We have the same thing here. It looks more like a flyer than it does a magazine article. And one of the reasons here is because again, your type, I want you to print out one of these pages. I really do, because you're going to see this type is just enormous. That's another reason why it doesn't have a magazine feel. Okay. Basically, I think, this is a good attempt at right here. It's a really good job trying to pull quotes, but they're just kind of sitting in the middle of nowhere inside a box. So they're not really doing what they're supposed to be, and that is to split the type to give the eye a resting place. So that would be in the middle of the type there, splitting that type and giving the eye a place to type. I think your subheads are really, really large. So I'm going to show you a magazine article, a couple examples, and see this is what we're shooting for right here. Okay, good solid grid, 3-column grid, 1, 2, 3. 3 images, all of which very tightly adhere to the grid, leaving these beautiful gutters right here and these wonderfully consistent margins left and right on both pages. Okay, 3-column grid on the right-hand side, image splits 2 columns. That's awesome. So does the deck. The subhead actually splits the second column in half, so that would turn a 3-column grid into a 6-column grid, still adhering to the grid. So that's really good use of the grid. Here, this is a 2-column grid with images accordingly. Okay, so that's what I want you to shoot for. I want you to shoot for that type of hierarchy too. Okay, this designer wants you to look here first, then here, and then your eye just naturally goes boop right there to the beginning of the article, and then you're hooked. The designer's job is done once you've begun to read. You know what I mean? All right. So that's my main comments on your work. Okay. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to give me a holler. Thanks.